Okay, we're here outside at my very first local market. I'm very excited. It's a 10 by 10 space. It's very big, and you can see we have it right here. This is our tent space. We got walls hiding from the wind. Yeah, I'm here with my sister. We're setting up our tent right now. It took a while to do this tent because everyone's tent was like, you know, push up. So we had to build the whole tent like part for part. We're gonna set up because it is, I think, 10:30 and the event starts at 12. So yeah, let's get to work. Okay, we're here. I've changed out of my shirt because I was sweating in it while we were setting up. We're here, we're fully set up. This is the booth. We got KoalatyArtTime right here, and I'm here with my fans. It's so hot, it's burning. All right, we're here inside of the tent behind the booth. Right now it's like 12:40, close to 12:45. I'm gonna maybe document every hour, see like how we're doing, come back in with updates. But as of right now, the event just started. It's only been 45 minutes, so like no one's here yet. It's very empty. The only people that are here are the vendors, and it's just very quiet. There's no music or anything either, and they said there was going to be live music and like some live performers, but we don't know when that is. But right now we're not seeing anything. It's really hot. I'm sweating, but I'm here and I have my Aussie fan. Anyways, we're gonna come back in 15 minutes, see if we have any updates for 1 o'clock. All right, let's get a closer look at the booth. We have our sign out here, so you can see we have a little pocket for our keychains, and the blind bag keychains that just released, they're here. We have all our stickers and fans, and can't forget the sticker sheets outside here with buttons and our prints. There we go, that's our booth. All right, it is 1 o'clock. I'm gonna turn this fan off for now. It's now 1 o'clock. The event started at 12, and I'm telling you right now, it is dead. There is no one here at all. The only people that are walking around are still the vendors. There is an occasional small group of like friends and families making an appearance like here and there, but other than that, there is nothing. Kind of sad, but then again, it's only hour 1. I don't really have high hopes. Unfortunately, there wasn't the greatest marketing for this event. I don't have too much high hopes for this event, so all good. The bar is low. The bar is low. The only goal that I have right now is to at least make the table back, which is only $100. I say only $100, but as of right now, there's no one here, so I'm like, ooh, I'm nervous. I'm sweating. I'm like, what's happening? That's all for now. Oh, no sales yet, unfortunately. We had some little kids stopping by, looking around, but no sales yet. And yeah, that's all for hour 1. Let's see if we have any better updates when we get to 2 o'clock. Okay, we're back with the next hourly update. It's 2 o'clock, and we actually sold a few things now. One deal of the 2 for $5 stickers. We sold 2 more other like single stickers, a sticker sheet, and 1 blind bag keychain. So yeah, we're doing okay so far. I didn't tally up what the total is yet, but hey, we got some sales. And that's all for 2 o'clock. It actually feels like it got a lot hotter. I swear I can see the heat waves. But yeah, that's it for hour 2. See you back at 3 o'clock. Sorry, it's 3 o'clock. Unfortunately, we did not make any sales, but it's fine. It's okay. We did make some content, which was very fun to make, and we were all laughing and everyone was watching me and as I was acting. So I'm excited to share it with you guys, but that's unfortunately all for hour 3. We didn't really get much, but that's fine. It's a hot day, but we're still making fun out of it. All right, it's now 4 o'clock. We're still here at the booth. Everything's here, all looking all bright and blue. We actually did make quite a few sales. We're not quite there yet for the table cost, but that is fine. We still have like some time of the day left. We're very close. So our table cover was only $100, and right now we're sitting at $75. So we're very close. We're very close to getting that cover fee, and then the rest from there is profit. But yeah, that's it for hour 4. We've just been playing around here, just making TikToks and reels, just trying to kill time. But you know, we're having fun. We're here looking all blue with our sprout clip on. We're all wearing blue. I don't know if that was intentional for all of us, but hey, we blend in with the booth very nicely. I'm gonna come back at 5 o'clock. All right, it is 5 o'clock. I was trying to have like a lot of hope here, but really, there's none. There's no hope. There's no people here at all. It is 5 o'clock. Like, all the vendors are packing up, and we are one of them. We've been here since 9:30 in the morning. It is now 5. We've done like a whole 9 to 5. I think it's a very poorly organized event. I have a lot of notes to share with you guys once I get back from home. But right now, here at hour 5, at 5 o'clock, we're packing up to go home. Okay, it's been quite some time since this event has ended. I've been lacking on making this part of the video because I've just been very busy, but I'm here now and I'm going to talk to you about the event. Hopefully this might even encourage you to do a bit more research as well for any events that you would like to take part in. So starting from the very beginning, I realized that their Instagram did not have a lot of interactions, which should have been like the first sign for me that maybe their outreach is not as strong. Another thing that I took note of was that there was multiple contact methods, which for me was a bit confusing and might have been confusing for other artists because there was different emails that I could reach out to try and get into this event, which I didn't get a reply. And then I saw that there was a phone number that you can contact through WhatsApp to try and get into this event, which is where I finally got a message back from the organizers. So that's another thing that I noticed. It was a very bit confusing of trying to just get in contact for this event. After I sent in my application and full payment, I didn't hear anything for a couple days, and so I reached out to them. Most importantly, I was asking if there was a confirmation email to know that my payment was received and that I am part of this event. Another thing that I was looking for is a map layout / table assignment, and to know what their marketing efforts were because I haven't been seeing any of it so far. When they got back to me, they told me that they have none of that there is no confirmation email being sent, and that all they had done for updates is to create a WhatsApp group chat. And the next thing I know, without my permission, is that I was put into a WhatsApp group chat with a bunch of other vendors. Now, the reason why it would have been important to get my permission first is because if you don't know these people in the group chat, their name is going to be showed as their personal phone number. No one was asked to be put in that group chat, and then on top of that, all of our personal phone numbers were exposed. That's a big red flag there, like already a breach of privacy. I was very confused about what this group chat was for, because if you didn't send an email confirmation, who are all these vendors and I in this group chat? Did we get accepted or not? Are these maybe vendors that didn't get accepted yet? And when I was introducing myself, my name, and that I'm representing KoalatyArtTime, they had asked me if I had paid already, which brought more confusion because I was like, yes, of course I've paid, but it raised the question, did they not check whether or not their vendors like actually paid the fee? Are you saying that there could be vendors showing up to this event who didn't even pay yet and it's already the day of? They asked what kind of artist I was, and when I described what I was selling, they just pointed to a random spot on the open field and said, you can go there. So yeah, you can bet once again I was confused because prior to this, they had told us that there would be a guide there to show you where your designated spot is. Turns out the guide was just the organizer, and we had no designated spot. They just pointed to the field and said, you can go there, you can go there. Do you see that little tiny little flag on the field over there? Yeah, you can go right next to it. A lot of guests and vendors were realizing that they were all confused about where this event was. There was no signage anywhere leading up to where people can enter, where people can park their cars to go to this event. There was no signage. Another thing that I realized while I was at the event is that there was a lot of false advertising leading up to this event. They had advertised that there was going to be food trucks, music, live performances, and much, much more. But there was no food trucks at all, only an ice cream truck that they didn't book, no music, and one singular performer. So to me, their much, much more was actually much, much less. Talking about the food truck, the only food truck that came was an ice cream truck, and they didn't even book it. The ice cream truck was just making its regular route, and it saw that a bunch of us had gathered in this field, so they stopped by. And throughout this video, you maybe noted that, again, there was no music. And whenever there was music playing, it was playing on a very, very poor Bluetooth speaker, and someone had just connected their phone to it and was just playing either on YouTube or Spotify, but most of the times what was playing through the speakers was ads. Whoever's phone was connected to it, they were a busy person, because a song would be playing and then they would disconnect and they would be using their phone, and then it would connect back again only to play for like 1 more minute and then the music be disconnected again. But it was just a lot of silence, and all you can really take note of in the silence was just the heat and the cicadas. Walking around the event, there was only about 20 vendors, including me, and I realized that there was a lot of similar vendors. The organizers didn't do any vendor monitoring. They didn't do any background checks to see what kind of vendors they are accepting, and a lot of the vendors were selling very, very similar items. Some of the vendors that came even made complaints that they were placed right next to their competitor. There was a balloon artist and face painter who made a 2-hour drive to come to this event, only to see that there was no one here at this event, and they were placed right next to another vendor that was doing the exact same thing. Amongst all this heat, no food trucks, no music, no performers yet, the organizer didn't even walk around to check in on anyone. Earlier this video, I showed you guys about how the event space looked like. It was on a big open field, and as you can tell, it was very empty in this part of the video. Well, I'm going to show you a picture that I took of the event later on in the day, right here. And as you can see, it is still extremely empty. This was hours later into the event. There is no one. The marketing for this event was just extremely unfortunate. One complaint that was made by another vendor there is that a worker of this event came to their table and had forced them to reorganize their table the way the worker wanted it to look like. And these vendors were not left alone until they did so. By this point in the day, it became very clear to the organizers that everyone was upset. And so while everyone is packing up because no one listened to the organizer, you can see the organizer sitting under their tent space, just watching everyone leaving. And while everyone was packing, an altercation happened right next to the organizer, where the organizer's family was fighting with a guest at the event because someone had made negative comments toward the organizer's family, and everyone started yelling. It became a screaming match. Everyone was yelling and pointing fingers. There was no security for this event, and while this whole altercation was happening, the organizer remained sitting at their table under their tent, just watching the whole thing happen. Picture this: I am the organizer and there's a whole fight going right next to me. Me as the organizer, this is what I was doing. They just sat there. They didn't do anything, and they let that whole fight happen. And lastly, as I was driving away from this event, I had noticed that the organizer had also packed up their entire space and was getting ready to leave as well. However, there were still other vendors there on the field. I thought that was extremely unprofessional, being an organizer of this event, and you were leaving the event before your vendors. Throughout that whole event, I had collected comments and complaints and how everyone was feeling, and everyone was feeling the exact same way. Everyone was on the same page. Later on, after the event, I had actually sent a very large message of feedbacks and complaints that I have gathered to the organizers, and everyone else can see it there too. At the end of my message, I put in a call to action for all the other vendors who felt the same way to speak up now. But the second I sent that message, the organizers disabled everyone in the chat. No one was allowed to send a message in the chat unless they were an admin. Right after I sent my feedback and the collected complaints, they do that. Extremely sketchy. And then, one by one, they started removing everyone from the chat. And whenever a setting is changed in the group chat or someone is invited or removed from the chat, you can see it in the history. Everyone can see all of these changes being made. So one by one, I can see everyone being dropped and removed from the chat until I was removed. Overall, my experience was that this was extremely poorly organized. The organizers did not think a lot of this through. Some of the vendors even reached out to ask for a refund. And what they had gotten back from the organizers is that you win some, you lose some. And what I had gathered was that no one got a refund or even a partial refund. And out of the 20 vendors that were there for this event, 17 out of the 20 vendors did not make their table back, and that included me. Once again, the part of this video is not to bash the organizers, but just to share my experience, and hopefully all of you guys, if you are also an artist, you can take note from this, and hopefully this would help you when you are making your research and making decisions to join an event. We're gonna end the video here. Although this was an unfortunate event, we're gonna keep going on, we're gonna keep going strong. My name is JR, the artist behind Quality Art Time, the guy who just loves koalas, and I'll see you in the next video.